Oh, here it is. Here's the big one. Long and short of this vaccine mandate for the private industry, even though this is definitely the largest government overreach, at least in Western history. But yeah, long and short of it, 84 million workers will be affected on this one. You have to get the jab by the 4th of January. So yeah, any hopes that all of this horse shit is going to be over before the end of the year, yeah, we can just go ahead and put that on ice, because this is going to be fought for a long fucking time. And we're going to get into some of the lawsuits. I think I'm going to have to break this entire subject into two videos. What I'm going to be planning on, we'll take a look at the clock and then judge it accordingly. But we'll be looking at the mandate itself here, and then the subsequent lawsuits, because it looks like maybe the Republicans are finally emboldened by winning something, by fighting back appropriately, especially in Virginia, and maybe one of two races in New Jersey. Don't know. Things just really haven't shaken out there quite yet, but looks like they're going to at least be trying to fight back on this one. So we will see. So OSHA vaccine mandate released. 84 million workers face a July 4th. Yeah, no, it'll still be something. Make sure you get the jab so we can have Independence Day 2023. Yeah, we'll see if you get to fucking live that long. The Biden administration has released the new rule for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, requiring 84 million private sector workers to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Fucking why? Fucking why? And oh my god, private and public, and this is easily, okay? I know I stated it pretty basically to begin with, but this is the biggest government overreach that I've seen in the Western world. Like, I don't think there's anything close when it comes to this. Like, and especially based on what it's all about, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm just some asshole standing in a room with a fucking cheap microphone, so hey, take it all with a grain of salt. The administration has also announced its rule from the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Assistance, requiring 17 million healthcare workers participating in federal health programs, basically all of them, to be vaccinated. All right, so now you got all Fed workers, except for White House staff, except for Congress, that need to get the jab. And just the rest of the plebs out there that need to get it. All right. The White House is also pushing back the deadline for workers in those sectors to get fully vaccinated to January 4th, 2020. Don't worry, you can enjoy the holidays. Have you guys found this weird yet? Because I think, at least up here in Canada, okay, this is going to be a bit of a tangent, but it just kind of entered my mind, so I just thought I'd vocalize it. But we got the flyers, okay? Got the flyer app, so I know some of the places I can still go in order to just buy groceries and shit. You get the app, and it tells you all of the different holidays that are coming up. Oh, make sure to just buy some fucking craft crackers that you can properly celebrate Diwali, whatever the fuck that is. There's a festival of lights and all that kind of fun shit. Well, now all the Christmas stuff is coming out, and they're gonna, of course, describe it as holidays. Okay, right, not fucking breaking any new ground on that one, but only Christmas is referred to as just the nebulous term holidays, right? But every other specific holiday itself is referred to by that name, as long as it doesn't have Judeo-Christian foundations, okay? I just found that a little bit weird. I wonder if it's maybe just kind of a Canada thing, because we're just slowly but surely, no, we're just having a blitzkrieg of our culture, and it's just being replaced by the big overarching government anyways. So maybe that's just a Canadian thing. Don't entirely know. I just want to know if you guys have seen that, because you probably have, Thanksgiving and stuff coming up, especially if you're down in the States, where a majority of my viewers are at, for, well, obvious reasons. Look at the shit I cover. If you guys are seeing that for Thanksgiving and for Christmas as well, I think it's pretty universal at this point. But hey, then again, that's just what I've been seeing here. So yeah, and the date of January 4th is also going to apply to federal contractors. Whoop-de-fucking-do. In September, the Biden administration stated it would require employees and federal contractors to get vaccinated by December 8th. Okay, so why did you bother pushing it back to January 4th? Oh, right, because nobody wants to adhere to this. Oh, okay, and they keep fighting back. That's what we got to do. So we got to do. We got to band together on this one. We wanted to do this because we're really aligning it to make it easier. No, you're not. Okay, if you would just let people take care of their own safety and their own security, that would actually be making it easier. But you're not. To make it easy as possible for people, for businesses to implement these requirements, things that you normally have to do in order to make things easier, more requirements and implementations. All right, said the official when asked about pushing back the deadline. Yeah, the Biden administration had received multiple letters from industries requesting the vaccination deadline be moved back until after the holiday season. Okay, yeah, I'm sure that's what they were asking for. Hey, can we drop this? Yeah, until after the holiday season, until the new year. And it's like, no, that's not what we... All right. The OSHA rule requires employers with more than 100 employees to put vaccine requirements in place for all staff or face fines of up to $14,000 per violation. Cool. Okay, so what are your exceptions? It doesn't really much matter because I pray to God, okay? I pray to somebody in order for this to get dropped because dangerous precedent, of course. The agency is allowed to put into place an emergency temporary standard, all right, when it determines workers are at grave risk. Does that sound like a designation or a threat? Under the rule, workers who are not vaccinated are required to submit a weekly negative COVID test at no expense to their employer. All right. Unvaccinated workers are also required to wear masks when on the job. Just unvaccinated. Oh, okay, cool. But I thought even vaccinated people can transmit. Oh, okay, cool. So the science is ever evolving on this one. But we know one thing for sure: the vaccine is the best way that we can fight and defeat this virus, not just government getting out of the way. Under the rule, like it says here, healthcare workers do not have the testing option. Either you get it or you're fucking fired. Cool. Heroes, after all, right? Oh, no, sorry. That was the language of last year. The ETS requires employers to determine and keep record of the vaccination status of each employee and report all COVID deaths and hospitalizations to OSHA. Shouldn't you guys know that? Or shouldn't you have some kind of synergy between all of your different government institutions? Like, why do you need to have another task force? And the fact that you're calling it emergency and temporary standard, and it's like, isn't that hilarious? Nothing is more permanent than a temporary government program, like the FBI, like income tax, yeah, all that type of temporary stuff. OSHA has also indicated that the rule may be expanded to include small businesses, and that's something that we'll touch on in the next video because, yeah, guess what? Slippery slope, right? Oh, it's just businesses of 100 employees or more, right? It's like, yeah, no, it was never going to fucking stay at that level. You knew that. I knew that. But yeah, they let it slip. But Biden says he didn't want to resort to sweeping COVID-19 vaccine mandates. Then why did you? Why did you? Why was that one of the first things you fucking did? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going to make sure everybody gets vaccinated. Tell us fucking, what was that? September, early, like end of August or something. When the hell did you announce this? But yeah, no, I didn't want to resort to vaccine mandates. Yeah, no, you were just going to get the private businesses to do that dirty work for you instead of just running around with a fucking National Guard going door to door. Oh, right, you have your door-to-door campaigns going anyways, but Joe Biden on Thursday defended the move to issue sweeping vaccine mandates for federal contractors, healthcare workers, and private sector employees. Who the fuck is left out on this one? Literally, okay, either be destitute or get the jab. Fuck off. The Department of Labor issued the vaccine or test requirement to tens of millions of private sector employees and workplaces with 100 or more workers with a January 4th deadline, which has sparked concerns of worker shortages in key industries amid supply chain bottlenecks. Thank God at least some of the states out there have passed legislation that forego vaccine mandates. Florida, Texas immediately comes to mind. We're going to start seeing just emergency legislation at the same rate that we're starting to see these lawsuits, but I get ahead of myself on this. As we've seen with businesses, large and small, across the sectors of our economy, the overwhelming majority of Americans chose to get vaccinated. Why do you have to continue to do this stuff? All right, it's not about actually, pretending to keep people safe or any of that kind of horse shit. It's about control. It's about compliance. It's seeing how much you can fucking get away with, knowing that it's eventually going to fail, or at least you'd hope so. I don't have any faith in the Supreme Court, especially the way that a lot of those justices have ruled on different lockdown mandates, I guess I'd be the right way to put it anyways, but especially that brand new, the smartest woman to ever be appointed to the Supreme Court, Mitch McConnell's #1 pick, Amy Coney Barrett. That fucking worthless bitch. But yeah, most people chose to get vaccinated. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, we need to reach a certain level before we can return to normal. What's that certain level? Don't know. Oh, okay, cool. Echoing the claims made last week by COVID-19 advisor Jeff Zientes. How many fucking advisors do you need? Oh, it's whatever. There have been no mass firings. Yeah, because everybody just gets put on unpaid leave, which is kind of like being fired, except for, you can't get any sort of benefits out of it. Hey, still continue to pay into them, but you can't ever collect on them. Oh, I fucking hate the government. And worker shortages because of vaccination requirements. That's just a lie. That's just a lie. Despite what some predicted and falsely asserted. Yeah, if you just go ahead and subvert the language and make it bend to whatever you need it to, it's pretty easy to just figure out that, none of that shit that you guys predicted is going to happen because we've placed people on furlough and on unpaid leave. And you know what? Hey, it was, there wasn't like a pilot or a worker shortage at any of the airports that have happened recently. Southwest didn't go through it. American Airlines didn't go through it. Neither did Delta. No, definitely none of those places because of vaccine mandates that were coming in. We didn't have any sort of worker shortages, or there were no delays caused by that. Oh, wait, weeks later. Oh, yeah, actually it was because of the vaccine mandates. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Have fun just blatantly lying to people, and then they won't bother checking the receipts now, will they? Because they'll just mindlessly tune on the television and they will tell you that this is the biggest health crisis that the world has ever faced, and the only way that we can get through it is by, segmenting society and demonizing the unvaccinated. Basically. Biden then said the vaccines are the best, pathway out of this pandemic. You keep saying it, but you haven't been able to prove any of it. Although numerous studies have shown that fully vaccinated individuals still spread COVID-19 to other vaccinated individuals. Ask Jen Psaki. Several weeks ago, federal health officials approved booster doses of Pfizer vaccine. Yeah, but not Moderna, and they're on the outside looking in, but that's alright, they already cashed out. It's totally fine. Well, I would have much preferred that requirements not to become necessary. That's another lie. Why do you keep lying? Stop lying. Too many people remain unvaccinated, and if we could just fit them all on boxcars and bring them to different camps around the country, we'd be able to solve this problem much more efficiently. Oh, I'm sorry. Remain unvaccinated for us to get out of this pandemic for good. Oh, okay, so I instituted requirements, and they are working. Okay, you just instituted them. The places that have been enforcing them, it's been proven that they aren't working. Okay, so again, I know you just got back from that big flight over in Europe, Joe, but you should probably get a little bit more rest before you want to make these just patently wrong statements. There's no two ways about it. In September, he announced the rule and has really done nothing to begin with. And again, I don't know what kind of law this is on the back of. It's just more or less, I wanted to do this. You guys are going to have to do this. I got some of my goons in the background to just draft something up. Anyways, he's so strong in his convictions when it comes to these mandates that now he's begging people, no, don't block COVID-19 vaccine mandates. And you know what? If you thought that you had the legal precedent to do this type of stuff, you wouldn't have to go hat in hand to the courts and then beg them to not enforce them. I'm just saying, this is another move of a very strong and very powerful and very convicted in his beliefs type of administration. Anyways, government lawyers on a Wednesday urged a federal judge not to block COVID-19 vaccine mandates that have been imposed on federal employees, contractors, and military members, arguing that the court lacks the power to do so. Cool. So you have to tell the court that they don't have the power to do something that you think that they might likely do, so you had to go there and lobby for it. Oh, okay, cool. Again, this is not coming from a place of any sort of strength. This is not the actions of a group of people who are confident in what they're doing. President Biden, issued that and whatever. 24 plaintiffs, including members of each military branch, in October sued Biden's administration, arguing all 3 orders are unconstitutional and part of an apparent lack of religious accommodations. All right. They're seeking a preliminary injunction, which would block the mandates until the case is decided. A 41-page response filed Wednesday. Lawyers of the administration say entering an injunction would harm the public interest in slowing the spread of COVID-19 among millions of federal employees, contractors, service members, and members of the public with whom they interact. Again, you know what? The whole vaccinated and unvaccinated people can both spread this incredibly deadly virus that has a survivability rate of, once again, 99.8% of the time you're going to walk away fine, but all right. They cited recent court rulings in similar matters, including one that found the government had a compelling interest in stemming the spread of COVID-19. Okay, why is that? Further blocking the Pentagon mandate would adversely affect Americans' national security, the filing asserted. Oh, okay, cool. As military leaders have found, COVID-19 impacts military readiness. Yeah, because anytime that somebody comes in contact with it, you need to get tested and you need to isolate. Yes, with closely knit platoons, makes total sense. So again, is it actually the virus, or is it the government that's really hampering any sort of readiness and availability of these different things that the government just increasingly tries to control? Again, just questions that we'll never get answers to. Captain tried to conflate both of those words. Captain Timothy Buchanan, a Coast Guard official, testified in a declaration that 39 different units in a single Coast Guard district have been crippled at least once due to COVID-19. Now, when one vessel was taken out of service for a total of 33 days. Okay, expound on that. Okay, so one district was crippled. Okay. The vessel had to be taken out of the water for 33 days. How many people were affected? What was the severity of the disease? And were you guys just overreacting to the supposed outbreak that was there? Okay. Again, you're just never getting any of this. The court must give great deference to the professional military judgment of the leaders when it comes to the needed to ensure military readiness. How about you just let people be in control of their own destiny when it comes to their own health and safety? This isn't the purview of the government, okay? It really isn't. Let's see how Republicans are fighting back, though. House Republicans to introduce resolution to strike down Biden vaccine mandate. Yeah, and this time they mean business, I guess, maybe. A group of Republican lawmakers are planning to introduce a resolution to strike down Joe Biden's vaccine mandate after Federal Occupational Health and Safety Administration released its emergency temporary standard. Emergency temporary, right. Requiring businesses of, more than 100 workers. The statement issued on Thursday, House Education and Labor Committee, Republican leader Virginia Fox, with 2 X's, confirmed that GOP lawmakers on her committee will introduce immediately a Congressional Review Act resolution to nullify OSHA's emergency rule, which it received by Congress. All right, Biden's rule will go into effect on January 4th in a bid to raise vaccination rates. And again, it doesn't really fucking work, and it's not the job of the government to be doing this, okay? But they're going to try to get away with it. Employees are not required to provide or pay for tests, and the rule offers medical and religious exemptions. Don't care. Don't fucking care. Shouldn't be doing this anyways. Unvaccinated people will have to wear masks while on the job, the rule stipulates. Again, you're violating, what is that, the Medical Privacy Amendment in the United States Constitution, okay? Those who do not comply with the mandate will result in an approximately $14,000 fine per violation, with a scale that increases with several violations. Yeah, that's awesome. So you're just trying to bankrupt these smaller businesses, or just put them underneath government control. And that's one way to get your communist utopia, I guess. A senior Biden administration official said Thursday that the White House believes the mandate will spur vaccination rates across the United States. How about no? The only thing it's going to spurn is more lawsuits. And again, this just looks like a reprint of everything else. But how about, lawsuits pile up after the White House sets COVID-19 vaccine mandate deadlines. So House Republicans are going to be fighting this. Who knows if it'll be successful. There should be some Democrats that are out there that should be like, this seems like a bit of a government overreach. But once again, quibbling over how to properly spend all of your money. Numerous lawsuits have been filed against Biden against the Biden administration over vaccine mandates for private employers and federal contractors, and it's set to be published in the Federal Register on Friday. Yeah, okay, so we don't even know what kind of law they are actually citing. I think they're just probably making this stuff up. That's why they're asking, please don't take it to court. You guys don't have the authority to do this, so please don't rule on it. And it's like, why would you have to ask? Anyways, the Attorney General of Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee announced they would take legal action against the White House in the ruling and filed a lawsuit in a bid to challenge President Joe Biden's rule affecting federal contractors. All right. The Biden administration unveiled details. Yeah, they gave you a bunch of details and they told you who's going to be enforcing it, but point to something there. Unless we intervene, federal contractors in Tennessee will be forced to make sense of a mandate that inconsistencies that require their entire workforce be vaccinated or face potential blacklisting and loss of future federal contracts. Tennessee Attorney General Herbert H. Slattery III said in a statement. That is definitely an Attorney General name if I've ever seen one. And Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron, much more optically appealing, said he takes the issue of federal overreach seriously. I'm glad somebody does. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost joined the lawsuit, saying that the Biden administration may not do whatever it wants, however it wants. Very fair. The Constitution lays out critical rules by which the executive branch must operate. Yeah, that got fucking crumpled up and thrown out with Trump, am I right? Yeah, sure. Like, he would have done any of this fucking shit. Congress and the states have their own powers, which the administration can't just take over because it wants to. Yeah, because this mandate violates, medical privacy, all right, and states' rights as well. Like, you're going to work tangentially for the federal government, then therefore we have a jurisdiction over your body. And it's like, okay, it doesn't really work like that. And I'm sure we can probably throw in a couple of the slavery amendments to the Constitution as well, as to who properly has the right and the say on what their own autonomous actions can and will be done in congruence to their own will. So we'll see where this goes. And despite the widespread pushback, Biden framed the issue as a choice between having more people getting vaccinated or prolonging the pandemic. Boy, yeah, and I'm glad that they point this out. Although numerous studies, including some published by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, we don't need to point to that section of their website, that it's all right fucking there, have shown the vaccines don't prevent transmission of the virus. Yeah, exactly. Everybody can transmit it. And again, we don't need to be thinking that everybody fucking has it at all goddamn times. So it's punishing people that have literally done nothing. But then again, not punishing the people who, I don't know, the place that allowed it to prosper and get transmitted across the entire globe. All right. But then again, yeah, you really wouldn't want to bite the hand that feeds you now, would you? In addition to the three attorney generals, Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt said he would sue the administration over the mandate on private employers. That's awesome, okay? The federal government does not have the authority or to unilaterally force private employers to mandate their employees getting vaccine or foot the bill for weekly testing. Schmidt wrote in his statement, adding that a number of businesses in Missouri have voiced concern about the rule. No, everybody just wants more vaccine compliance. Yeah, definitely. We will be on file first thing tomorrow morning to halt this illegal, unconstitutional attempt by the Biden administration and the federal government to impose their will on thousands of Missouri businesses and millions of Missourians, Schmidt added Thursday. Missouri will not roll over and we will not back down. We will file suit immediately. Arizona Attorney General Mark Brnovich, who filed a lawsuit against Biden's mandate after he announced them in early September, said he would sue the administration on Friday. Sue everyone. That's fair. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, a Republican, announced via Twitter that her administration would join the lawsuit against the mandate. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen anything come out of there lately, so that makes sense. That's good to see. I'm glad that she's, back in the W column. The Republican National Committee also said it would sue the administration. Yeah, they promised a lot of shit, but I don't really give a fuck what the RNC and fat-ass Ronna Romney has to say. Too busy counting all of those Trump bucks that never went to go fucking help the big orange man out. So yeah, it kind of figured this video would be long in and of itself. So we're going to see how it's affecting just regular fucking people in the next one. Should be a little bit shorter, but probably about the same length. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.